win, I think, if he keeps the momentum he's had the whole tournament, Jeff.
I agree with you. What really you should look for from Lewis, his uncanny quickness. Letter's doing a nice job of turning the corner. No points, and they get out of bounds.
Look at that. That was a great job by Lewis. Letters did a nice shot, but Lewis hip heisted, kind of got to his feet, fended off Letters.
Lewis has that beautiful head snap, the quick shot, and that athleticism that he just demonstrated in that counter. Letters really had him there with that takedown. He was into Lewis's hips, but that athleticism that Lewis possesses really got him out of trouble.
Lewis was in trouble yesterday, guys, in the semifinals. He had to win in sudden victory over Jacob Volkman.
And he did so with a beautiful head snap, 4 seconds into overtime.
And that was avenging an earlier loss to Volkman in the dual meet between Minnesota and Oklahoma State. So it had to be doubly satisfying. There's Lewis trying to pick Letters, but Letters getting his ankle back because he knows it's coming. Lewis has a great pick.
Lewis a senior, Letters a sophomore, but Letters dangerous himself. He has the ability to put people on their back from the standing position. Very good at it.
Troy Letters is from Schuler, Pennsylvania, and he was second last year to Matt Lackey from Illinois in the finals. Only a sophomore. Here he is for the second time.
This also has some team implications. Lewis, win or lose, Oklahoma State wins, but Lehigh can move up and possibly take over third place. They would take over if Letters wins, but that little bit of pressure perhaps in the back of the mind of Letters. But I know coaches say win first, worry about the team later.
Shots, man, shots!
When you slow down like this and you go forehead to forehead, sometimes it favors the stronger wrestler, less talented wrestler. So this is to advantage of Letters, I think.
I think anytime you get into a collar tie where each athlete's grabbing the back of the neck of the other, particularly ear to ear, then it does go to the stronger wrestler because nobody can move.
Nothing, no.
You heard the referee say nothing, and then slipped out the arm, Letters did, and got two on Lewis right at the edge of the mat.
Kept at least both his feet in bounds. This year, with the change of rules, that scores.
Yeah, you don't need both, you just need anything. It doesn't even have to be a supporting point. Any part of your body on the mat, you score.
Letters needs to be careful. Lewis in a position here. Oh, and he's going to get back points. And that's a tough time to give up a score right at the end of a period.
Lewis looks a little stunned and confused. They gave back points to Troy Letters to put Letters on top 4-0 at the end of the first period.
Letters here underhooking both of Lewis's arms, finds a little bit of leverage, able to put Lewis on his back. You see the official put the 2 fingers out. That meant he held him there for the 2 count necessary for the 2 points near fall.
There's a quick escape for Lewis.
First point for Lewis.
Lots of time left. Lewis needs to maintain composure, stick with your main attack. He can make up these 3 points.
Letters wants to stay straight on here. He'd love to stay ear to ear there because he's already shown he can make it drop his hips and explode in. But right now he doesn't want to do anything stupid, and he doesn't want to have Lewis find the angle and get to the ankles. Look, he loves going in on the ear to ear. Collar tie up.
Collar tie. And we saw Lewis get a lot of success too, staying away from his opponent and changing levels, trying to time when to take the shot and catch the ankle. Hasn't done that thus far. And Lewis hasn't been able to snap Letters as well.
Well, what I noticed is Letters was leading his right leg right there. Now, he just went, but he doesn't want to do it often because Lewis loves to pick his opponent's left ankle. But you'll see Letters going back and forth, back and forth. And look, he's leading with his right leg. He's scouted Lewis.
Action.
Lewis tried a shot on the right leg of Letters and never got close to it. They travel out of bounds.
A four-time All-American. He's come short of the finals for 3 years. Now he's finally here. When does all of it start closing in on Lewis as far as psychologically, Jeff, as far as, my goodness, am I not going to get this?
Better not let those thoughts get in your head right now, or else you're not thinking about what to do in the match.
And I think that's what John and Pat Smith were telling me. Pay attention to business is what they were doing. He started to lose focus, and you saw him. Forget it. Pay attention. There's John Smith right there, and he's saying, got to stay focused, son.
And he was giving him encouragement. He was clapping his hands as well. You know, he was saying, hey, you're okay. Stay with it. A lot of time left. We're only in the second period.
That was a great job by Coach Smith, because instead of arguing with the official to no avail, he knew he had to get his athlete back in the game.
And Letters is on his game right now.
He certainly is. Troy Letters of Lehigh, just a sophomore, was in the finals last year. He too trying to erase some baggage of not winning, trying to take down Tyrone Lewis of Oklahoma State. 4-1 as we go to the third and maybe final period.
I think Lewis is going to cut him here and just let Letters get up. That's an escape point. 5-1 now, and he's going to try to do it from his feet, and this is going to be tough. Lewis needs a big move.
Like that.
Good attempts. Unable to finish, though.
Boy, great defensive work by Letters.
Well, Letters hasn't got a stalling call yet. He can take one. There's no reason for him to do anything but avoid the big move. If he gets to the edge, get off. But until the official says stalling, he's got it his way.
I agree with you 100%, Tim. And actually, he might be sitting and waiting for Lewis to get a little too aggressive, make that nice shot, and perhaps take Lewis down, and that might be the icing on the cake.
4 years of work, 4 years of sweat, down to the final 120.
There's that stall call you were talking about, Tim.
There's a stall call, and now you got to, you have to circle. You got to keep the feet moving. If you're Letters. Letters knows exactly what Lewis likes to do. He has not been able to do his patented pick, and Letters has been moving, circling, and doing a great job. Tactically, he has wrestled a wonderful match. There's John Smith. Not happy so far with...
Body English is saying it all there. The hands are on the hip. He's not happy with what Lewis is doing right here. And he's certainly not happy with the way the match is going.
Action!
One more backup. If he backs up, the official's going to call him for stalling. There's going to be a point.
You hear the Ohio State crowd asking for that from the referee. Oklahoma State.
Getting down to the final 30 seconds. How big a win would this be for Letters?
There's the stall call. An extra point now for Lewis. Makes the score 5-2.
Letters wants to stay in bounds here, but the referee, seeing that, is going to call the whistle. Stalemate. They'll bring him back in for a quick start.
You don't want to get called for this next stalling, because then you're a takedown away from getting the match tied and going to overtime. So Letters has to keep coming forward now, but like we said, there's the collar tie ear to ear.
And you need to circle. Letters doesn't want to just keep going backwards. If you circle, it takes the pressure off.
14 seconds remaining in the collegiate career of Tyrone Lewis. Troy Letters, this would be huge as a sophomore to knock off Lewis.
And Lewis can't solve the riddle of Letters' defense.
Not once, guys, was he able to get in on the ankles of Letters. How about that? Troy Letters pulls off the upset, and Tyrone Lewis denied again.
A masterful job by Letters.
A great job by Letters. Tyrone Lewis, only the one of 8 four-time All-Americans in Oklahoma State history, but denied a national championship.
As much as you celebrate Troy Letter's win, you have to feel some compassion too for this man, Tyrone Lewis. The dejection for Lewis already bursting into tears as he leaves the arena. Troy Letters of Lehigh, just a sophomore, denying Tyrone Lewis a championship that he had worked so hard for. As we go to Quint Kesnick, he is standing by with Troy Letters.
Troy, on the sport's biggest stage and a rivalry match, you and Tyrone Lewis have a thing going. Talk to me about what this win means for you only as a sophomore to take your first national title.
This is a big win. Me and Tyrone, that was kind of like the rubber match. So he's a tough competitor, but God willing, I just had a great match.
A masterful match by Troy Letters of Lehigh takes his first national title as a sophomore.
Thanks a lot, Quint. And so far, Oklahoma State 0 for 2 in the finals. Zach Esposito losing at the 149-pound weight class. And now Troy Letters denying Tyrone Lewis. 174 is up next.
Oh, no, come on. Hey, can I get that cap when you're done?
No. Yeah, all right. If you take a lap around the house naked.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta see this.
Yeah, me too.
Collect the caps from specially marked Coke bottles and get money off select video games like ESPN College Hoops, ESPN NBA Basketball, and ESPN NHL Hockey. Drink more Coke, get more game.
Not funny.
Here's something you won't find in a Subway. Ta-da! A slicer. Prepackaged meats are no match for the fresh sliced meats on Arby's Market Fresh sandwiches. Listen.
Fresh sliced meat is just so much better.
Fresh sliced
Hands
turkey.
down. This is good.
Tastes like it's just been made.
Tastes like it's straight from a deli.
Very good that you can get this from a drive-thru.
I like it a lot.
It tastes really good. If you don't mind, I want to keep eating.
Arby's Market Fresh sandwiches.
Not just made fresh, sliced fresh.
Tonight we'll be playing Besmer, and it's always a big game against Besmer.
Go Nimrod! The Nimrod machine has to start tonight to get to where we want to get to, and that's the top of the Porcupine Mountain Conference.
Letters meet is going to beat Besmer tonight.
Go Nimrods! That's what we got to do.
America's national pastime is now available on Dish Network Season Ticket, MLB Extra Innings. Get over 1,000 regular season out-of-market games for only $149 or 3 payments of $49.67. That's under 15 cents a game. Don't wait. The early bird package is available now through April 18th. For a limited time, catch a free preview of MLB Extra Innings on channels 625 through 639. Bring the heat, baby. Call 1-800-333-DISH, 1-800-333-3474, and order now.
Even as a kid, I believed in giving people more for their money. I'm Roger Riney. I started Scottrade to take care of online investors like nobody else. With $7 trades, no transaction fees on thousands of mutual funds, and offices nationwide. Click, call, or stop by Scottrade today.
In the NCAA Wrestling Championships, the winner must be willing to take the punishment and the pain. The individual that drives himself further, even when the pain takes over, will be the man that will win. There are no office hours for champions. There is no 9 to 5. I know I'm going to ache. I know it's going to hurt. But I don't care. All I care about is achievement. Achievement in wrestling doesn't just build character, it reveals it. Sweat and sacrifice. The man who works the hardest subjects himself to the discipline. More. This is the individual that can say, I did it. I'm an NCAA champion.
So John Smith's team, they won the team championship, but here at the Savas Center in St. Louis, the Cowboys have been denied individual honors. Zach Esposito losing in the 149-pound weight class, and we just saw Tyrone Lewis in his final bid to become champion lose to Troy Letters. So it comes down to the 174-pound weight class as far as Oklahoma State is concerned, and they have Chris Pendleton going for them against a freshman for Missouri, Ben Askren. We asked Chris Pendleton, what's the difference between confidence and arrogance?
The difference between confidence and arrogance is really small, because some of the most arrogant people I know are some of the most confident people I know. And I'm not saying being arrogant might not be a bad thing. I try to stay humble, and I have a good support system around me.
So Chris Pendleton, the last hope for the Cowboys against Ben Askren, the freshman from Missouri. This is a repeat of the Big 12 Finals, won by Askren.
Won by Askren, but the way Pendleton's been working in this tournament, he's making a bid for outstanding wrestler, Jeff.
I concur. You know, he's got 2 falls and a 14-3 decision. He has been dominant, but Askren has been a huge surprise, and that's why. He is roly-poly, a little bit unorthodox, and he's fearless. He's a freshman. He doesn't know better.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's a guy that doesn't know any better. He's not undone by anything. He gets rid of distractions, too. But right there, he couldn't get rid of the distraction of Pendleton getting the takedown and getting the count, it looks like.
Two for the takedown, 2 for the near fall. A 4-0 advantage for Pendleton.
Pendleton split Askren's legs. Whenever you split your opponent's legs with your own leg or arm, good things can happen. You control the hips, you can rotate them to your back.
When you come out like that in the first period in the national finals, you already have something going for you as outstanding wrestler. You didn't hurt your chances for votes.
Now we'll see what kind of an effect that has on Askren. Tried to step over Pendleton. That's what got him in trouble in the first place. Here he's reaching back. Another no-no to most wrestlers.
Well, and he's not afraid to try anything. And sometimes when you have an attitude like Askren, the best wrestler doesn't always win. It's the wrestler that gets rid of distractions and says, I'm not going to be undone by anything. I think that's Ben Askren. Look at that.
Oh, he had both.
He's going to have one.
For a second, yeah, he should have one.
What he's going to do is going to stand up and pull him back on if he can.
Heard the call. 1 point for that escape, 4-1, and crowd kind of wanting maybe a flee the mat call there because Pendleton was moving out, but he had no other direction to go.
Nice shot by Askren. Look what he did. He changed, got his hips underneath him, but what Pendleton's doing is keeping his head stuffed down. Askren's head stuffed down, and Askren's not going to be able to improve himself as Pendleton keeps knocking him off his base there.
First line of defense is keep your opponent's head down, and that's what he's doing a good job of here. If you're looking at the mat, you really don't have your head up. You're not in a lifting position. Now he's got the ankle, too. Look for this to go to stalemate. Oh, Pendleton now turning a corner. Good leverage for Pendleton now.
Stalemate, neutral.
Referee feeling neither wrestler could improve position.
Green and red.
Three times these wrestlers have met each other this year. 4 times. And Askren losing the first 3. But as Dave said, Askren winning the Big 12 championships 9-7. But here,
cradle. Pendleton has a cradle. This could be dangerous for Askren. He could put him on his back, but time runs out.
Good first period, though, for Chris Pendleton from the Savas Center in St. Louis. We're glad you could join us for NCAA Division I Wrestling. With Jeff Blatnick, Tim Johnson, and Quint Kesnick, I'm Dave Armstrong. So far, we have seen every champion a first-time champion tonight. Jason Powell of Nebraska, Zach Roberson of Iowa State, Cliff Moore of Iowa, Jesse Jansen of Harvard, Matt Gentry of Stanford, and Troy Letters of Lehigh, who upset Tyrone Lewis of Oklahoma State. Zach Esposito of Oklahoma State also losing here today. So Chris Pendleton, the last hope for the Cowboys to win an individual championship.
And every move Chris Pendleton has made so far indicates that he plans on being that OSU champion. He's done a great job so far, Jeff.
He said the Big 12 loss to Askren was a wake-up call, and he has wrestled as though he has recommitted. That confidence, that arrogance he spoke of. He is a confident man right now, and everything he has tried, he has done very well. A good game plan.
There's a shot, but he went straight on. He got squared up. He didn't get to the side soon enough, and there's Pendleton with the head stuffed down again.
Wants to keep it underneath. Right now it's between his legs.
Hips off on the mat now. Everything not the way Askren wants in any kind of finish.
You can't lift when you're laying flat. That's called being extended in wrestling, and that's always what you want to do to your opponent, is extend it.
Chris Pendleton last year lost in the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament, and he calls it his most embarrassing moment in wrestling. Looking to atone for that here against Ben Askren tonight.
Askren's had a couple of good shots, but he hasn't been able to finish him. You got to keep moving. You got to move in a circle, find the angles, and keep the hips in and lift, Jeff.
And what you said about having his head stuffed down, that is what Pendleton has done a brilliant job of here again. The head is down. It is
Shot and
tough to
stop.
score. Tough to score.
Keep wrestling.
Pendleton dropping in on Askren's leg there, and here, head up.
Nothing.
Good stalemate here.
Easy up, guys. Easy up. You want entry time?
John Smith hoping that Pendleton can give him one individual champion anyway. And a medical timeout here for Chris Pendleton.
It would be a bittersweet team victory if he walked away with no champions with 3 finalists.
You're right.
Well, the clock starts now. You get a minute and a half with injury time, and you get 2 timeouts. And so he can have the whole minute and a half right now, or he can get back on and go again, but you only get 2.
Here they're in that stalemated position, and Pendleton reacting there, knee getting a little out of its normal range of motion.
So Pendleton says he's okay to continue. They stop the clock too on the injury time, and they're ready to go again. 13 seconds remaining in the second period.
A score here would be huge for either wrestler. Askren's going to have to become desperate.
Time!
So Pendleton will take a 6-point lead into the final period. Coming up Sunday, ESPN has potential playoff preview. Yao Ming and Steve Francis lead the Houston Rockets against Chris Webber and the Sacramento Kings. The Rockets Kings also available in high definition on ESPN HD. The NBA on ESPN tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern.
Hey, Jeff, how would a 7'5" guy like Yao Ming do in this sport?
Well, I'll tell you, if you know how to use your body, anybody can wrestle.
You know, one of the tallest wrestlers is in Pendleton's corner, Mark Branch, a 2-time NCAA champion, and one of the taller wrestlers I've seen that's won the championship. And there he is in the corner of Pendleton right now.
We'll see a pretty tall guy in heavyweights tonight, Tommy Rowlands of Ohio State.
You learn how to make your body work. You find ways to create leverage with what God gave you. And that's why we say anybody can wrestle.
Look how much taller Mark Branch is than John Smith right there. It looks like me next to Dave.
Askren with a reversal now. 9-4 the score.
see, that's the thing about Askren. I mean, he has been out-maneuvered tonight, out-wrestled, but he's not undone by it, Jeff.
He only just keeps moving forward. He doesn't get down on himself. That's a great quality in an athlete, but he needs a lot of points right now, 5.
He has accomplished so much, though, as a freshman, hasn't he? I mean, this kid came from nowhere. There's a kid who grew up in Wisconsin. His dad bought him a wrestling mat, and he liked it so much they went out and bought another and invited the whole neighborhood.
Then he became a 2-time Wisconsin state champion. He comes to Missouri, and I'm telling you, he came in tonight expecting to win.
One round escape, both up.
10-4. Here's where you need that big move, something to put him on his back, get a chance for a fall. And that kind of a double isn't going to get it done. Maybe something upper body, inside trip. Pendleton, what a great competitor. What a way to finish off his career. He's only a junior this season. He's still got another year.
Nothing!
Mike Allen, the referee, saying nothing, and time's out.
Time's out, and Chris Pendleton is a champion. So Chris Pendleton feeling the pressure. John Smith, his coach, and the Oklahoma State faithful, knowing they had wrapped up the team championship, but Pendleton was the last hope for an individual title, and he comes through in the 174-pound weight class. So Chris Pendleton becomes our 7th first-time champion here tonight.
It would have been an empty feeling for the Oklahoma State fans to go home. A little bit of an empty feeling. It's great to win the national title as a team, but to go home without a national champ, they've got their national champ.
So congratulations to Chris Pendleton of Oklahoma State. As that Cowboy crowd settles back in here in St. Louis, we go over to Quint Kesnick, who's standing by with a winded Chris Pendleton.
Chris, when we spoke yesterday, you talked about wanting to get off to a good start in this match and be the aggressor right away. Why was that so important?
Well, I knew if I got a big lead on him, he didn't have any offense to take me down with. Really disappointed in that performance out there. I should have picked up the bonus points for the team, and I didn't.
Is that why you're upset right now?
Yeah. Chris Penn. I wanted to win a national title. I wanted to dominate. But I earned the national title. I know I did. I know I put the work in. And I know our team earned the team national title. I guess that's all that really matters.
Chris Pendleton, Oklahoma State's lone champion.
Boy, really tough on himself there, but congratulations to Chris Pendleton. If he was looking for a dominant performance by the Cowboys, they got it anyway. A 25-point win for the team title.
Last week on Dream Job, the judges stepped it up.
Who are these people and why should I care?
And Chet and Nick were sent packing. This week, the field of 6 narrows to 4. Dream Job, live tomorrow at 10 on ESPN. Who will be cutting next?
Hey, just curious. Is there a law saying that if you eat late, it has to be bad?
No.
Well, then why do people eat that when they can have a classic hamburger made fresh from Wendy's?
You work for Wendy's?
Well, unofficially.
Off the cuff.
Okay, then.
Wendy's pickup window is open till midnight or later.
The Subaru all-wheel drive-away, starring Subaru Forester, the best small SUV ever crash-tested. 1.9 APR for 63 months. Subaru WRX, 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds. 750 cashback or 1.9 APR. And Subaru Outback, all-wheel drive ruggedness and car-like ride. Up to $1,500 cashback or 1.9 APR. Get the best deals ever at the Subaru all-wheel drive-away, now through March 31st.
Winning the NASCAR championship is about outlasting the other guy. That's why I use new Red Zone Invisible Solid. It's the longest lasting Invisible Solid from Old Spice. So you smell great all day. And if you don't think the scent lasts longer, Old Spice will buy you a stick of something else. Hey, you can't always shower right after the race. Unless, of course, you win.
New Red Zone Invisible Solid in 4 long-lasting scents. Stay in the zone.
Hey, just curious. Is there a law saying that if you eat late, it has to be bad?
No.
Well, then why do people eat that when they can have a classic hamburger made fresh from Wendy's?
You work for Wendy's?
Well, unofficially.
Off the cuff.
Okay, then.
Wendy's pickup window is open till midnight or later.
Wednesday at 10/9 Central. Check into the
kingdom.
There's something wrong in that room.
Where doctors' mistakes
She's gone.
haunt the halls.
I'm waiting for you.
An all-new Stephen King's Kingdom Hospital, ABC Wednesday, 10/9 Central.
Welcome back to St. Louis and the Savas Center, where we have seen 7 first-time champions. But now, with our final 3 weight classes still to go, a chance for 3 guys to win another championship, including Greg Jones in the 184-pound weight class. But right now, time for the Coca-Cola Championship Expressions.
Coca-Cola brings you Championship Expressions.
For an individual title,
The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship, tonight at 9 Eastern on ESPN2.
He wants meat lovers, she wants a Supreme, and you want your favorite. Pizza Hut's got the answer. The new 4 for All. 4 individual pizzas filling 1 box from corner to corner for just $11.99. The new 4 for All. Make everyone happy only at Pizza Hut.
This is Relocation Central, also called Extended Stay America. It's sort of home between homes. Very comfortable. Separate workspace, full kitchen with refrigerator, plenty of room, even a recliner. And the price is great. So I can take my time looking for a permanent place, or not. With all I get at Extended Stay America, why would I stay anywhere else?
Yes, I'd like to order a pizza with
Sausage!
Oh, pepperoni, extra cheese!
End the pizza fight forever with the amazing new 4 for All pizza from Pizza Hut. 4 different pizzas topped just the way you like them. Just $11.99.
Get around the good stuff!
You've got to step up. Close out all of the pressure. Trust everything you've been taught. And just believe you can do it. You know, my first day on the job sure felt familiar.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
we welcome you back to the Savas Center in St. Louis, Missouri. The national championships for Division I wrestling continue on in the 184-pound weight class. We're going to see the top 2 seeds. Greg Jones of West Virginia and Ben Heizer of Northern Illinois. And we asked Heizer to talk about the influence of his wife, Stephanie, who has been there as a major supporter.
She's been awesome this year, you know, because you take your lumps and you get those demons that come at you, you know, and kind of make you doubt yourself and your abilities. And she's just always been there to support me and, you know, just, you know, tell me how much she loves me and, you know, how much she believes in me. And it's been a huge help to me.
So here on the mat, Heizer in the black singlet, Greg Jones in the navy blue.
And Jones had a freight train like double for a takedown to go out ahead, and then Heizer got an escape, Jeff.
2-1 your score. Jones won this event 2 years ago. Last year, lost in the first round, did not place.
Yeah, we went out, came back in.
And the referees will always break to allow headgear to come back up. Their first priority, safety of the athletes.
Greg Jones of West Virginia started his wrestling at the age of 3. Unbeaten this year.
Up! Careful on the edge, guys.
Jones nearly had another running double there. Got into the hips, just didn't have the right leverage.
Heizer's only losses this year to Jones. Finals the Midlands, the All-Star exhibition.
109, guys, 109.
That's kind of interesting. It was 2-1 in their first meeting, 10-6 in the next, but this one's sort of looking like their first meeting right now.
And this is the national finals, and one of the things you're saying is they're still trying to figure each other out, but Jones getting that first, drawing that first blood with the takedown.
Ben Heizer from Arlington, Texas, guys, and it's rare to see a wrestler at this level. Whoa.
Nice arm throw.
It's rare to see a wrestler at this level from Texas. In fact, there's been only one other champion from Texas, Bob Johnson, at 177 pounds in 61 and 62.
And of course, Brandon Slay was a national runner-up for Penn. He's from Texas, and he was an Olympic gold medalist, but not an NCAA champion. But you're right, but Texas is really starting to come up in wrestling, and they're sending out some good wrestlers, Jeff.
I agree. They made it a mandatory sport in their high schools, and a lot of good wrestlers have moved to Texas, started clubs, started coaching.
Nothing after the whistle, guys. Nothing after the whistle.
Listen to this last throw.
It's a Greco-Roman technique. Nice arm throw. Heard the crowd.
Yeah,
they like to see that.
The collective. Oh.
They like the bodies flying through the air.
Right here is what Heizer wants to do. He wants to be forehead, ear to ear. Now he doesn't want to be here.
Jones did a nice job of turning the corner, getting that angle, and changing levels.
And he got 2 points in the last seconds of the first period. So Jones with a 3-point advantage, 4-1 as we go into the second period. Hey, Sunday, Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavericks travel to New Jersey to take on Jason Kidd and the division-leading Nets. NBA Sunday coverage begins at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific on ABC, home of the NBA Finals.
Red clock. 2 green.
Greg Jones has not let Heizer be comfortable in anything so far, Jeff. He's keeping it his way.
And that was a beautiful finish. Zeke Jones in his corner, the assistant coach at West Virginia, screaming, finish, trip, finish, trip. And he listened, he got the takedown.
No, green, caution. Back off, green, back off. Move your knees back, red.
Jones been here, done it 2 years ago as a freshman. He comes in and wins the national championship, but probably the only thing on his mind is the disappointment of not placing last year.
You wonder, how do you recover from that kind of a performance? But champions have that instinct to be able to overcome, refocus, and perform.
Everybody in wrestling was waiting for Jones to not come back, not make it back, and he's just proven them all wrong.
That's correct.
Let's check in with Quint Kesnick, who has a story.
Guys, Greg Jones, he's the middle child in a family of 5. His older brother, Veritas Jones, was an NCAA champion. He has learned from his older siblings, and he's a role model for his younger children. He talked about it, how it's taught him how to be part of a wrestling team, how to be part of a family, and then translating that over onto the wrestling mat and team.
Hey, come on now.
Well, I can understand how he's successful. He had a tough older brother. So did I. Look at that movement.
Everything,
unbelievable.
Heizer wants to come in there, go ear to ear, forehead to forehead. He wants to stay in tight, and every time he's done it, Greg Jones has circled around, found the angle, and driven Heizer to the mat.
Guys, he has the quickness of a guy 20 pounds lighter.
Green.
And it's really all feel. He feels that pressure into him, and he just slips it. That momentum carries Heizer by. Jones gets in behind him.
You gotta get one, Ben. Come on.
Only one other wrestler in Northern Illinois history has ever won an NCAA championship. That was Roy Conrad back in 1960.
And Jones gets in on the leg, comes up, trips the other leg, drops down for the 2 points. He's putting on a takedown clinic, Jeff.
Heizer needs to change tactics.
Knees back, hands forward.
He keeps coming in and tying at the collar. He's going to have those kinds of results happen.
It's not his match anymore. Now he has got to make, like you said, he has got to get into a scramble and see if something big can happen for him.
You can see it's not Jones' game to be on top. He really is not comfortable in that position. He'd rather be in this position where he can work on his takedown moves.
He's a tap and go guy, and he likes to stay to the side, find the moves on the side, and find the ankles. He's done it all night. He hasn't gone straight ahead at all, Jeff.
I think he's scouted out Heizer very, very well. And sometimes you have style clashes. This might be one of them.
All right, we go to the third period.
Hands forward.
Is it the only hope now, Ben Heizer, guys? Some kind of a fall? Or, I mean, you're down 6, or do you still have a hope of doing something else?
He definitely needs to put Jones on his back.
Guys, no advantage
he's
on the whistle.
never going to be able to catch up playing the takedown game.
Well, he hasn't shown that he's been able to drop his hips, get in and take the hips away from Greg Jones and get takedowns. That's what Jones has been doing to Heizer all night.
It just seems throughout this whole tournament that Jones has been gaining momentum. He had a couple close matches, started to extend his lead in the semifinal, and here just a dominant performance.
Red down.
Here, right here is an example. Jones picks him up. Look at his feet. They were go, 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 go. He was driving across and took Heizer back to the mat. It wasn't just straight up, straight down. He was driving through him, and that's what you have to do in that situation. And I liked your comment, Jeff, about gaining momentum. I mean, isn't that the way? Isn't that the perfect tournament when you're gaining momentum all the way to the championship?
I always felt the person who enjoys and wants to be out there to showcase his skills is the one that will do better, and Jones just seems so confident in his abilities and his skills.
If Heizer has ever worked on upper body, if he's got anything upper body, now's the time to do it.
Green.
He needs one of those arm throws that Jones hit on him to put him towards his back.
During the last minute of this match that has been dominated by Greg Jones, the #1 seed, against the #2 seed, Ben Heizer.
Jones does a nice little subtle job of getting Heizer to move forward into him, and that creates the momentum to get to the side.
Out. Break, clean.
Jones trying to become the first repeat champion of the night. We had seen 7 new champions crowned here this evening. Jones, a winner 2 years ago, and as you mentioned, Jeff, he lost in the first round last year, but trying to bounce back, and here he is, Greg Jones, just hanging on now, and even going for some more points.
There's the first look at almost a successful shot by Heizer, but look at Jones comes around, changes positions, they go out of bounds. And I'd say that bounce back, Dave, is almost complete.
Let's go.
There's a sense of the statement being made by Jones is that the fluke, guys, wasn't 2 years ago, it was last year. I am a national champion, and I plan on doing it again.
Now, you mentioned repeat champions, but there's been 5 former champions who went down in this tournament. Travis Lee of Cornell, Johnny Thompson of Oklahoma State, Tion Ware of Oklahoma, Ryan Bertine of Michigan, and Jake Rochelle of Oklahoma State.
So there he is, the repeat champ from a couple of years ago, Greg Jones, winning the title at 184 pounds.
Dominated the entire match. What a great athlete. We'll see him again.
A lot of respect for those 2 wrestlers as they embraced.
So congratulations to Greg Jones of West Virginia, a champion at 184. When we return to St. Louis, we've got the big fellas coming up, 197 pounds, and the heavyweights still to come tonight from the Savas Center.
This is how it should be. No more traffic jams, no more slow people. Just real power and the freedom to let it loose. The new Pontiac GTO, GXP, and Grand Prix Comp G. 2 V8s and a supercharged V6 that acts like one. That's fuel for the soul.
Here's something you won't find in a Subway. Ta-da! A slicer. Prepackaged meats are no match for the fresh sliced meats on Harvey's Market Fresh sandwiches. Listen.
Fresh sliced meat is just so much better.
Fresh sliced
Hands
turkey.
down. This is good.
Tastes like it's just been made.
Tastes like it's straight from a deli.
Very good that you can get this from a drive-thru.
I like it a lot.
It tastes really good. If you don't mind, I want to keep eating.
Arby's Market Fresh sandwiches.
Not just made fresh, sliced fresh.
I've been a Nimrod since 1938. I have 2 daughters. They're both Nimrods.
We have 78 high school students. We have 19 boys out for our high school basketball team, and they're all proud to be Watersmeet Nimrods.
Everybody looks forward to basketball games. We love them here.
America's favorite home gym is more affordable than ever. Now you can get the all-new Bowflex Extreme for just $19 a month. Call the number on your screen for a free DVD or video and check it out. Bowflex's Power Rod technology delivers results. Powerful arms, defined legs, a stronger chest, and a toned, sexy core. And owning a Bowflex home gym is so affordable. Great results are easy with a new Extreme. All it takes is one simple workout, 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, to get in the best shape of your life. The Extreme is built so well that we back it with an unrivaled 7-year warranty. And so effective, it comes with Bowflex's 100% satisfaction guarantee. Through this special offer, you can own one with no money down and just $19 per month. You can't get this Bowflex deal anywhere else. Call us for a free DVD or video, or visit us online and find out how to get your Bowflex for just $19 a month today.
Massive.
Bent to the absolute peak of human perfection.
Welcome back to St. Louis, where this crowd has been treated to 7 new champions. With Jeff Blatnick, Tim Johnson, and Quint Kesnick, I'm Dave Armstrong, welcoming you to the Savas Center in St. Louis. It's the NCAA Division I Wrestling Championships. Jason Powell, Zach Roberson, Cliff Moore, Jesse Jansen, Matt Gentry, Troy Letters, Chris Pendeleton, all first-time winners. Greg Jones, a repeat champion, adding another trophy to his mantle. And how about our wonderful Pontiac high-performance moment? We saw Jesse Jansen become a second-time champion at Harvard.
And Jesse, there was John Harkness, the first Harvard champ. Jesse joins him, a 4-time New York State champ, 3-time All-American for Harvard.
Coming up right after our wrestling tonight, it's ESPN's exclusive coverage of NCAA Women's Championship. Continuing right after we are done here on ESPN2. You can see Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Wisconsin, Green Bay, New Mexico. Check your local listings for the game in your area. ESPN, your exclusive home for all 63 of the NCAA Women's Championship games. We're back with a 197-pound weight class as Damion Hahn will try to repeat as champion.
ESPN the magazine on newsstands now.
He can hit anything.
They pitch it, you pound it. MVP Baseball 2004. Rated E for everyone. Crush it online only with PlayStation 2. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Inside every can of Minwax is the secret to enhancing wood's natural beauty. Minwax's rich wood stains and long-lasting protective finishes make it easy to turn any house into a beautiful home. Minwax, making wood beautiful for 100 years.
Way to go, Dad. You just ordered up some Dominoes. And you earned extra points with your kids by throwing in a fun side of new cheesy Domino's dots. Now you're free to spend some quality time with your son. Maybe even teach him how to play baseball. Lots and lots of baseball.
Have fun tonight. Get an order of new cheesy Domino's dots for just 99 cents when you buy a large one-topping pizza for $9.99. Get the door. It's a cheesy good time from Domino's.
Winning the NASCAR championship is about outlasting the other guy. That's why I use new Red Zone Invisible Solid. It's the longest lasting Invisible Solid from Old Spice. So you smell great all day.
New Red Zone Invisible Solid in 4 long-lasting scents. Stay in the zone.
See what a difference a year can make? Call 800-448-0566 for information on a Fidelity no-fee IRA.
Who's rising? Who's shining? Who's next? ESPN the magazine. On newsstands now.
2 weight classes still to go here from the Savas Center in St. Louis. 197-pound weight class is next. That means it's time for Damion Hahn. And Jeff, what a finish last year.
Well, Damion Hahn was trailing John Trench of Lehigh with that throw and subsequent takedown. He won the national championship in the closing seconds.
2 comeback wins on his way to his first title. And now he is taking on Ryan Fulsaas, which is a repeat of the Big Ten championship. Fulsaas from Iowa, and in that championship match, Hahn dominated, winning 7-2. This match is about a minute and a half old. We're at 1:20 mark of the first period, and we already have a 2-0 lead for Damion Hahn.
Well, Damion Hahn got in on a great shot, and then he improved himself, got to the side, found the angle, came up with his hips and his head, and did a great job of executing for the 2-point takedown, and still is on top, Jeff.
Damion Hahn's MO has been to score first. He does so against Fulsaas. This is Damion Hahn's style of match. He likes to be out in the lead.
3-time Big Ten champ Hahn.
Well, it'll be interesting to see.
You're not going anywhere.
I was going to say
on
how
me,
long the official lets him go.
Break, let's go. Get set, Green. Are you set?
Jim Ramirez is our official. Hahn trying to build up some riding time.
And I'd say he's got his eye on Hahn on whether or not he's going to come off the ankle and not figure for the leg back there, because he said, you're not going anywhere, guys, when you listen to the official there. And so the official is responsible for keeping the action going.
Improve, improve, improve.
They might start looking at Damion Hahn here as a stall call. They call that one a stalemate. If it happens again, you might see a stall call.
Because on top, you are to be working for the fall all the time, meaning to turn that man's back. And it's pretty obvious to the officials when it's not happening, Jeff.
I agree with you. You've gotten a chance to see Fulsaas throughout the year, number 10 seed, and look at what he's doing here against, well, you know, a field in which did pretty well against him.
Not only just number 10 seed, this is his first time in the NCAA championships. He's never even qualified before, and he's been in the lineup. And by this time, usually in Iowa, if you haven't been in the lineup by your senior year, you're not in the lineup.
Damion Hahn, not only wrestling for Minnesota, but also for his dad, Miles. He talks about what an inspiration his dad has been.
I have to give everything I have just for that short amount of time. When I see him fighting for his life, and like it doesn't even compare. Like I look at what I do and what he does, and God, if I can't put all that I have in 7 minutes, then it ain't even worth it, you know. So he gives me that drive I need.
Miles Hahn is here now, guys, but Miles Hahn was in a hospital and literally fighting for his life not more than a month ago.
Well, Damion's taken that inspiration, and he's fighting for a national championship now, looking to get an escape.
One thing I like about Ryan Fulsaas from Iowa here on top is, you know, coming from a number 10 seed, he's in the finals now. He's wrestling loose. There's really nothing to lose. And sometimes you get some outstanding performances, Jeff, when you have that kind of mental attitude.
I agree. If you got nothing to lose, you can let it all hang out. People think you're going to lose, and that's why you want to say, hey, I'll show him.
And he's been behind, and he's come from way behind in this tournament before to win.
Let's check in with Quinn Kesnick, who has something to add on that story.
Dave, Damion's father, Miles, contracted Lyme's disease. Both are avid outdoorsmen, but it dates back to 1989. And his kidneys and heart have been the problem. He had a triple bypass, and in February, as you said, he was struggling. The doctors installed a pacemaker and a defibrillator. He was really struggling, but he's built up enough strength to be here. So when Damion refers to his father's strength, he talks about 7 minutes on the mat. Seems like nothing compared to what his father Miles has gone through.
Inspirational story. Hahn, by the way, highly recruited out of high school in Lakewood, New Jersey. Oklahoma State wanted him bad, and he ultimately chose Minnesota. One of the reasons he chose Minnesota was it was easier for his folks to make the trip from New Jersey to Minneapolis.
Well, most of his career he was at 184. He bumped up to 197 last year, won the title, and that seems to have been a great move. He doesn't have to worry about cutting weight so much, and all he focuses on now is his wrestling skills.
Right now he's trying to stay inside, trying to shut down Fulsaas, not allow him to find any angles, any corners right here. Fulsaas needs to lower his hip and create some more action.
Well, they're both straightforward wrestlers. They're going to need some kind of corner, turning that corner to get some points, more points on the board.
Only 2 seconds remaining in the second period. Hahn clinging to that 3-0 lead. We'll go to the third period. A reminder that later tonight, our coverage continues. The NCAA Women's Championship at 11 Eastern on ESPN2. Missouri will meet Stanford, Montana, and Louisiana Tech. Plus, check other local listings for the game in your area. ESPN, your exclusive home for all 63 games of NCAA Women's Championship action. The women's tournament, guys, wide open this year. Much more open than it has been in several years. We saw Stanford, they've won the women's title before. We saw Stanford win a wrestling championship earlier tonight for the first time ever when Matt Gentry was the winner. Here's Damion Hahn, the man they call Diesel. He's trying to run down those railroad tracks against Ryan Fulsaas.
Fulsaas in. And there's an example. There's 2 points, and there's an example of Fulsaas never quit attitude and loose wrestling, Jeff.
That's the Iowa way, and you know, I think Jim Zaleski probably has his best coaching year this year. He won 3 in a row when he took over, but they were after him.
Look how he controlled the hips right there, and you made a good point. I think Ryan Fulsaas' tactical wrestling and success has come from good coaching. That's the head coach, Jim Zaleski.
The Iowa way is always to come back, relentless pressure. Fulsaas came back last night to win in the semis. Now a stall call against Damion Hahn, and you feel that Iowa presence coming forth.
And I'll tell you, watching Fulsaas over the years, he gets inspired and motivated by the crowd. He is getting excited, and I think he has trouble getting excited sometimes. Now he's pumped and ready to go.
Right. Injury time. Injury time. Go there. You all right? I got blood on the mat.
You heard.
On the mat. This is blood time. All right.
Ryan Fulsaas saying, I lost my tooth.
This is blood time.
No longer is an injury time. It is blood time.
And he came up. You saw that.
We still got blood over here. Still got blood here.
It seems Damion Hahn has a cut on his head, and that might have been from the impact with Fulsaas.
So Fulsaas loses a tooth, and Hahn probably has that tooth embedded in his skull.
But what Fulsaas doesn't want to lose is the momentum he has, Jeff.
I agree with you. This timeout can kill some of that momentum.
And that's why he's out there.
And Zadek, the assistant coach, out talking to his athlete. Medical attention to Damion Hahn, cleaning up the blood.
Guys, we're going to have to wrap him. Go ahead and go over there.
You heard Jim Ramirez, the official, saying we're going to have to wrap him. And so Fulsaas goes away. Really, this, I think, benefits Damion Hahn. as far as the break in the action where the momentum was going Fulsaas' way.
You know, that might be hard to understand. You know, he's got a cut on his head, and you think it's bad for Damion Hahn, but breaking the momentum of Fulsaas might be better. And there's that impact right there. No points on that sequence. The score remains 4-2.
Fulsaas came up saying, I think I lost a tooth. Damion Hahn came up with a cut head from that tooth. So they're wrapping the head of Damion Hahn. Now, the blood timeouts, guys, it's different than an injury timeout. Explain.
That's correct. You're allowed a minute and a half for an injury timeout. However, if there's blood on the mat or bleeding, you can take as much time to stem the flow of the blood.
Hahn trying to get a bandage in an awkward spot. They're going to wrap it around underneath his chin.
I don't care. Let's go. We can do that.
Hahn saying, forget the bandage. Let's just go. 43 seconds remaining in the third period. Hahn clinging to a 2-point lead.
Let's go, gentlemen. Let's go.
Hahn, throughout his career this year, he has always found a way to win. You said it right, Dave, when you said he's clinging to a 4-2 victory right now, and that he has done a good job of finding a way to win every time he's wrestled.
Nice snap, gets to the ankle of Fulsaas, but the out-of-bounds line. That's his opponent right now. Got both ankles, he'll score.
Huge 2 points with only 23 seconds remaining.
I got blood. I got blood all over the mat.
Jim Ramirez saying, I've got blood all over the mat and all over Hahn. There is the blood on the mat. They're going to wipe that up.
Make sure that all the blood's picked up over there, will you?
That gold singlet that has become tradition for Minnesota. Normally, that's not the color they wear, but they get to the championship match, and it's going to be a little tougher to get the blood stains out of that.
Well, Damion's a senior. He was the fourth three-time Big Ten champion for Minnesota. He's the fourth four-time All-American, and he's looking to be the third two-time national champ. I think he's going to hang that singlet up with the blood on it.
I agree with you. It'd be great in a frame, wouldn't it? This is what I did to earn the NCAA championship. Fulsaas, meanwhile, down 4 here, guys. He needs something dramatic.
23 seconds left, and it's got to happen quick. That takedown was huge for Damion Hahn. He managed that out-of-bounds line very, very well.
Let's go. Cover, top man.
Some kind of reversal to the back is what Fulsaas needs to look for.
Out of bounds, they'll restart.
Are you set? Covering.
Right now, that riding time is right at 1 minute. Up over a minute now. That'd be an extra point. He doesn't really need the extra point. He just needs to make sure Fulsaas doesn't pull a dramatic move.
He'll cut him. He'll turn him loose if he has to. Give up one, no more. It's academic now.
Coming to a close, one of the all-time great careers in Minnesota, Damion Hahn.
So Damion Hahn signaling to his dad, Miles, saying, Dad, that one's for you. And isn't it great that Miles Hahn was able to come here to St. Louis to see it? Damion Hahn, a two-time champion now in the NCAA, and the heavyweights are coming up next.
Hey, just curious, is there a law saying that if you eat late, it has to be bad?
No.
Well, then why do people eat that when they can have a classic hamburger made fresh from Wendy's?
You work for Wendy's?
Well, unofficially.
Off the cuff.
Okay, then.
Wendy's pickup window is open till midnight or later.
The Subaru all-wheel drive-away, starring Subaru Forester, the best small SUV ever crash tested. 1.9 APR for 63 months. Subaru WRX, 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds. 750 cashback or 1.9 APR. And Subaru Outback, all-wheel drive ruggedness and car-like ride. Up to $1,500 cashback or 1.9 APR. Get the best deals ever at the Subaru all-wheel drive-away, now through March 31st.
Later on, LeBron James is here, and we'll have this, something like that. Let's just run through it. Yeah, okay. No, I think it's sold out, actually. Let me just start like that. Whoa! Are you guys rolling on this? Yeah. That's a 90-footer. Oh, that is amazing. Oh, my. Did you get that? You have that, right?
Looking for an exciting new salad? Try Wendy's Spinach Chicken Salad with fresh romaine and baby spinach, tender pieces of chicken breast filet, and a delicious sweet and sour bacon dressing with only 2.5 grams of fat. Wendy's new Spinach Chicken Salad. It's better here.
The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship tonight at 9 Eastern on ESPN2.
We welcome you back to the Savas Center in St. Louis. We are ready now for the heavyweight division. And what a great matchup this has become. These two guys are certainly no strangers to one another. Tommy Rowlands of Ohio State, Pat Cummins of Penn State. Rowlands the #1 seed, Pat Cummins the #2 seed. They're both in the same conference. They have wrestled a ton of times.
They sure have, and Cummins, one of the only ones to be able to beat Rowlands, has done it a couple times, but Rowlands has beaten Cummins 5 times, Jeff.
That's in the overall series. This year it's 2-1 in favor of Rowlands. Rowlands beat him in the Big Ten finals. He built up a bit of a lead, but Cummins came back on him. They always seem to wrestle close.
Rowlands started out his career with a bang. He was right there, but Cummins came in basically to Penn State as a 205-pound wrestler, has built himself up to 260 pounds, Jeff. I'm really impressed with the way he's trained and built himself to this position.
Well, he's a real hard worker, and he's very athletic as well. Rowlands very athletic, and this is what Rowlands does best, getting to the leg and finishing. And the Buckeyes, with a victory here, could move up the standings. They could tie Lehigh for 3rd place.
Tommy Rowlands on top right now. He was the 2002 champion in the heavyweight division. He's lost a little bit of weight. He's actually going to the Olympic trials in April, trying to qualify as a 211-pounder.
He felt that his weight at around 230 gave him the most efficiency, quickness, and power with stamina. But one wonders, did he keep the weight low to maybe striking distance of 211 as well? But it hasn't affected his wrestling.
Still powerful.
Second as a freshman, champion as a sophomore, injured in the quarterfinals. Last year couldn't compete in the semifinals, and now this year returning to form and a chance at a 2nd title.
Tommy's dad, Tom Sr., his high school wrestling coach.
Cummins looking to get away, but Rowlands picking him up, putting him back down. You're not going anywhere.
Loading him up there and tried for the tilt and almost got an extra 2 points for near falls, but the official Keith Pullman said no, it wasn't there for 2 counts.
You see that riding time starting to build up for Rowlands as well.
Nothing.
You get the sense right now, Jeff, that Tommy Rowlands has a sense of urgency about winning this 2nd NCAA championship. And you know, when it gets to this point, urgency it's a big deal.
You know, you say urgency, I say focus. Every time I've seen him this year, Tim, he has just been relentless in his approach to how he's going to attack his opponent. Talking to Coach Hellickson, you know, he says he's one of the hardest workers in the room, and as a heavyweight, you know what kind of opinion most people have about us big guys.
Well, I'm not going to say anything sitting next to you.
Here we go, guys. There's 36 seconds left.
That proves my point. Thank you very much.
You bully. 36 seconds remaining. The riding time up to 1:31 now for Rowlands. 3 times he has literally picked Pat Cummins up off the mat and thrown him back down, and Cummins weighs over 260.
Well, look at Rowlands is going from one side to another. He's knocking Cummins down to off his base. Look at right flat right there. He's going to come to the other side, back and forth, and what he's doing is impressing the referee to where he'll never call him for stalling.
And with just 10 seconds left, this is the perfect strategy to end the period.
In fact, he's saying the bottom man isn't doing anything, and that's because Tommy Rowlands is dominating right now.
Wait, guys.
So Tommy Rowlands, the #1 seed. Pat Cummins, the #2 seed. And I loved what you had to say there, Tim, about the different pedigrees for these two wrestlers. Pat Cummins wasn't even awarded a scholarship until this year after he finished 4th last year. Tommy Rowlands came out with all those great credentials from high school. And even Tommy Rowlands, he's got to give a lot of Pat Cummins a lot of credit. Says to imagine that we'd be facing each other for championships 4 years ago. That's a credit to Pat Cummins' hard work.
Well, that's the same thing that Troy Sunderland, the head coach at Penn State, says. He says his year-round commitment, we're talking about Pat Cummins, his eating, his lifting, his training, that's what's impressed him. And that's why he's here, Jeff.
I agree with you 100%. Cummins has earned his way here by developing in the last 4 years. Rowlands has that pedigree and has been good throughout his career, outstanding throughout his career. Both want to put a punctuation mark on it tonight.
Rowlands does a nice job of stuffing the head and then dropping down and attacking the legs. And right now he's going to drop down for 2. There were 3 moves right there, and that's a mark of a champion. He didn't just stuff him, he stuffed him.
What's that?
Well, coming up right after our wrestling coverage, you'll see women's NCAA tournament action here on ESPN2. Oklahoma from the Big 12, Texas Tech from the Big 12, 9:06 tip action. That's Eastern time right here on ESPN2.
Come in, sit.
Regarding the team race, Ohio State has a chance to come up tied for 3rd. I talked about Zaleski and Iowa. What a turnaround in their season. Great coaching by Zaleski. How about Ohio State? They bring 5. All 5 are All-Americans. Chance to place in the top 3, and they finished near the bottom of the Big Ten. What a turnaround. What a great coaching job by Russ Hellickson.
Russ Hellickson deserves a lot of credit. He's had a long and faithful career to wrestling. One of wrestling's great ambassadors. Been at Wisconsin, been at Ohio State, and he's just done a great job. Got his 500th dual meet win earlier this year.
We've seen 7 new winners tonight, 2 repeat winners in a row. Will Tommy Rowlands make it the trifecta as he tries to repeat his 2002 championship? Missed last year with that ankle injury. In good shape here in both terms of points and riding time. His riding time, Rowlands, at 2:32.
In their Big Ten finals, Cummins came on in the last minute and a half of the match and made it close.
Here we go, guys. Action. Action.
And the second period comes to a close with Rowlands
your choice.
a 4-point lead.
3rd period. Set. Tell man. Here we go.
Nice job by Cummins coming up there, getting his hips underneath him, hand control. But Rowlands staying focused, staying on him.
No ready start, Red. Here you go.
It's been all Rowlands thus far.
One of the things Rowlands says, Jeff, is one of his mottos is just stay offensive. Now here he releases him because, again, riding time not a factor. He's got that wrapped up.
Cummins gets right back in there, but he just went straight ahead. Rowlands going to take advantage. Cummins comes back, stays on top of the head, goes to the neutral position. But you're not going to attack like Cummins did straight ahead without finding an angle and be successful against Rowlands, Jeff.
That was just a blast shot, no real setup. Rowland with a nice re-attack, but Cummins able to stuff that as well. No change in the score, 5-2.
We'll get you right to women's basketball as soon as we are done here in St. Louis. The women's NCAA tournament coming up next here on ESPN2. Check your local listings for the game to be seen in your area.
Cummins needs a score here now, otherwise he's going to need a big move.
New start, still neutral.
Couple of takedowns here.
And it's a tie match.
In the center of the mat.
He'd have the opportunity to go overtime if he could get a couple of takedowns, with that last takedown not being answered by Rowlands. But right now, Cummins hasn't been the one that's been even close. It's been all Rowlands, as you said, Jeff.
Does Rowlands risk trying for another takedown?
If the opportunity presents itself, Rowlands should capitalize on another takedown. That's how you put an end to the match early.
Right.
Center in.
With his great size, Rowlands, his lankiness, I mean, he's able to keep Pat Cummins away from him, isn't he? Because Cummins' arms are so much shorter.
That's exactly right. Cummins has not been able to break through that line of defense, which is the arms. Your second line of defense is the hips. But when you can't get past the arms, you're not going to get anything done offensively. And that's been Cummins' problem tonight. He has tried there, the shot again, straight ahead, squared, not getting to the side. But that has a lot to do with Rowlands tonight.
Yeah, Rowlands controlled the tie. He controlled the match and controls his destiny.
And his destiny is a championship the second time.
That's it, guys.
So congratulations to Tommy Rowlands. A repeat champion at the heavyweight division. Tommy Rowlands caps off a brilliant career at Ohio State. And now good luck to him in the Olympic trials. Tommy Rowlands, your champion in the heavyweight division. We saw 7 new champions and 3 repeat champions. That's it from St. Louis. Thanks for joining us. Women's will be right back to the Savva Center in St. Louis in a moment.
At Boston Market, we grill our boneless chicken breast and top it with an exotic sweet mango red pepper sauce. Then match it up with a Caesar salad and cornbread. You may want to rethink those dinner plans. Boston Market, we're always cooking.
Lisa, what happened?
Greg waited until 9 o'clock last night to get started.
That's when my free minutes kick in. Greg, you're out. Your team should have joined in with Verizon Wireless. Then you could call each other anytime for free. You increase productivity and build unity. You can't do that if you're out. I thought I was fired. You are fired, you minute-hoarding clock watcher.
Free in-network calling from Verizon Wireless. Are all your employees in?
Good. Now he means business.
Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
At Boston Market, we grill our boneless chicken breast and top it with an exotic sweet mango red pepper sauce. Then match it up with a Caesar salad and cornbread. You may want to rethink those dinner plans. Boston Market, we're always cooking.
What am I? Am I a basketball player who's a psychology major? Or am I a psychology major who's a basketball player? You know, that's the thing about psychology. We tend to overanalyze everything.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
There is tough. Then there's tougher. Pride Fighting Championships gives you Bushido Volume 2. Pride Middleweight Champion Vanderlei Silva has assembled Team Vanderlei, taking on Team Japan. Watch the world's best fighters in Pride Fighting Championships Bushido Volume 2. Premiering March 21st on Dish On Demand pay-per-view.
Premiering March 26th on pay-per-view. See 2 great movies for one low price. And get a double dose of George Clooney and his lovely leading ladies.
Look at her, an athlete at the peak of her powers.
First, he falls hard for Catherine Zeta-Jones.
You fascinate me.
In Intolerable Cruelty. Then he plays cops and robbers with Jennifer Lopez in Out of Sight.
You're having too much fun.
2 great movies for one low price. Intolerable Cruelty and Out of Sight. Premieres March 26th on pay-per-view.
Now,
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of the 2004 NCAA Championships, brought to you by Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you. And by Boston Market. Dinner special served from 5 to 8 every day. We're always cooking. Well, the Cowboys certainly were cooking tonight as the Cowboys win yet another title, their second consecutive and 32nd overall. And Quinn Kesnick is with John Smith.
I've got the Victoria's coach right here. Coach, where was this tournament won? Who made the difference on your squad?
Well, we brought 8. We had 7 All-Americans, so all 8 of them scored points, and that's what it takes to win a national tournament. Everybody scoring points, everybody giving everything they have. And I think for us as a team, we took care of business last night. Friday night was a big night. We won 9 out of 11 matches, and that's going to win you national titles.
Bittersweet ending to Tyrone Lewis's career, but Chris Pendleton was so dominant throughout this entire tournament.
Had a great tournament and had a great year. He went, I believe, 31-1. Got beat by the same opponent tonight in the Big 12 finals. Came back 2 weeks later and almost a major decision. So a great win for Chris.
Back-to-back titles, Coach. Congratulations. Expect to see you next year in the same position.
Thanks a lot, Quint. Well, certainly champions again. Oklahoma State, they win the team championship in a dominant performance. Iowa finishes second and a tie for third between Lehigh and Ohio State. Great champions tonight. 7 new champions, 3 repeat champions. Guys, it was a great competition.
It really was. And John Smith deserves a lot of credit, doesn't he, Jeff, for his leadership?
Yeah, he does. You know, he's really put a stamp on the Oklahoma State program. He did it in wrestling as an athlete. Now he's doing it as a coach.
So for Jeff Blatnick, Tim Johnson, Quinn Kesnick, and our entire crew here in St. Louis, we say so long from the Savas Center. You have been watching NCAA Wrestling Championships on ESPN2, the worldwide leader in sports. Coming up next, you'll see women's basketball from the NCAA tournament. That's next on ESPN2.
Being underestimated isn't so bad. Few expected Oklahoma to win 4 games in 4 days to take the Big 12 tournament title. The Houston Lady Cougars hope to ride their Conference USA season and tourney titles into April. Despite being the Pac-10 regular season and tournament champs, the Cardinals were given a 6th seed. They can either feel snubbed or fortunate that the spotlight will hang over other teams, for a while anyway. Never underestimate the benefit of being underestimated. Round 1.
Tonight's session ready to get underway in the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. Reese Davis, Nell Fortner, and Stacey Dale Schumann here. Let's show you what we've got in store for you. Coming up, starting in just the next few moments, we have a couple of games from the Midwest, one from the East and the Mid-East. And Stacey, I know you're keeping your eye on Vanessa Hayden in Florida going down into the pit.
That'll be a great game with inside matchups, Reese, but Vanessa Hayden is a fantastic player. She's got great hands. She averages a double-double for Florida. She has a wingspan of 84 inches, Reese. She's a fine player to keep your eye on.
I believe that's about 7 feet, if my math is correct. Math is correct, and it's all added up for Oklahoma in the late season. They won the Big 12 tournament. They get a shot at Marist tonight.
Yes, they do. And talk about a team peaking at the right time. That's Oklahoma. I love the guard combination of Deanna Jackson, Maria Bija-Roel. I've worked all afternoon on that name.
Oh, very good.
But if Marist wants to challenge in this game, they must try to slow the game down, use the shot clock, and rebound well.
Brian Georges, the coach of Marist, is a lifelong Oklahoma Sooner fan. He's got all kinds of OU memorabilia in his house. He'd love to collect a win against the Sooners tonight. Going to get those of you waiting on Oklahoma and Marist out to your game. Some of you are going to see Maine and Texas Tech, and we'll keep you up to date on everything.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship is brought to you by the new Chevrolets. 10 new cars and trucks in 20 months. An American revolution.
You know the feeling. Every guy's had it. You're unbeatable, unstoppable. You got that walking on water feeling.
You look, they smile. You win, they go home. It's the feeling you get every day with the world's best shave, Mach 3 Turbo. It's like having an angel by your side. Every move is smooth. Every word is cool. I never want to lose that feeling.
Stop jumping on the bed. Stop jumping on the bed.
You'd be happy too if you saved up to 75% on your hotel. Fly, sleep, drive, cheap.
I gotta call my dad. The man just got unseated. Hey, Dad? Yeah, it's T. Yeah, I just had a burger at Sonic, and it's the best burger I ever had. Yeah, better than yours. But it's no reflection on you as a man. Dad?
Fresh, made to order. Sonic does it, others don't. It's Sonic good.
You've got to step up. Close out all of the pressure. Trust everything you've been taught. And just believe you can do it. You know, my first day on the job sure felt familiar.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sport.
Lost over 42 pounds in less than 4 months.
I've lost over 50 pounds of fat.
I lost 33 pounds, and 100% of that was fat.
Today, I'm down 51 pounds and 9 inches around my waist.
Introducing the Nautilus Tread Climber, a machine so innovative it cuts your workout time in half, yet it feels as easy as walking. Call now for a free video or DVD that shows you how Tread Climber can change your body. The Tread Climber's innovative treadles let you step up as you walk forward. With each step, you do twice the work in one easy motion.
In 30 minutes, you can do twice the amount of work that you would on just an average cardio machine.
The Tread Climber is made in the USA by Nautilus and is backed by a 5-year warranty. Now you can own one with no money down and affordable financing.
I haven't been this light in over 15 years, and I feel great.
When I look in the mirror, I see a sexy Maddie.
Call and get a free video or DVD, or visit us at nautilusdirect.com today.
One of the hottest teams in college basketball takes center stage in one of the hottest cities in America. Welcome to Tempe, Arizona. The Big 12 tournament champs, the Oklahoma Sooners, seeded third in the Midwest region, taking on the 14th seed Marist. The winner will play Stanford or Missouri. That game follows us